Hey, thanks for calling the Beards and Sundries Market. You've reached Jay. Leave a message after the tone.
Hello, this is Michael in the UK. I'm just messaging to say how much I'm enjoying the show, and thank you to my friends who put me onto this show, Ben and Mike. I think it must have been about October last year they put me onto it, and I've listened to every episode since. Don't worry, it is getting better, I promise you. Not that it was bad in the first place before you even start passing comments. But yeah, on this current season's topic regarding villains, I guess you could say the profession I'm in is classed as a villain by quite a few of the people in the UK. Being myself a farmer, we are perceived to be destroying the planet, destroying the environment, and just to try and make some money, and yet we're the ones feeding them, and it doesn't make ultimate sense if we're destroying the environment that we're growing whatever they eat in, and yet they're still happy to eat it and the like. Because we wouldn't have a profession doing what we're doing if we're destroying what we're trying to grow, or at least the environment we're trying to grow it in. So yeah, joyful times over here, and yeah, keep up the good work.
You'll be sorry, you fools! You idiots!
Ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
I don't know about you, Miss Kitty, but I feel so much yummier.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it.
And welcome back.
I'm too excited to wait until Joe asks about the voicemail. That was so exciting.
That was a good voicemail.
Hi.
Oh, Joe's here too.
Oh, hi, Joe.
Yeah, thanks, guys. That means it's time for another lunch break here at Beards and Sundries Market, the shop where three gay men with beards do inventory on a new sundry in each episode.
My name is Jay, and to my future husband, I already love your butt.
What if you don't, though?
I'm going to have to. Because if I'm going to keep him around, I'm just going to have to like his butt.
What if you don't like it? Everything else is perfect, but the ass is bad.
We're going in for surgery. You're getting implants. I ain't having no Hank Hill ass in this house.
I'm Anthony, star of the hit film Dating Me, a cautionary tale.
That's just called The Walking Dead.
Also true.
28 days.
28 minutes later.
Thanks,
Scream.
bro.
And I'm Joe, and I am so ready for all that candy that's about to be on clearance. And that means that today's sundry item is dating. Beardos, the world of dating can be a roller coaster for sure. Ups, downs, and everything in between. We have decided to spend this lunch break talking about the fun, tumultuous journey of dating. Things we used to do, still do, and things that are becoming the new normal, whether we like it or not. After the break, Anthony and I are going to put on our construction gear because it's time to do some heavy lifting to help out the less fortunate.
Come on, Trady.
Later on, some lovely sundries, another villain of the week, and then for game time, Anthony and I will team up again for some more charity work. But before we open up our Beards and Sundries sweetheart candies, how about this week's voicemail from across the pond?
Yay! Yay! That was so fun. And
Yes.
it also taught me that no matter where we move to, there are stupid people.
Mm-hmm.
I know. He was explaining that, and I was like, having grown up in the country around farmers and being involved in farming,
Also, I love that we could hear all of your farm animals during the whole voicemail.
That was actually my favorite part. I was like, oh, he's really on a farm because you can hear all the farm animals happening.
It's just ChatGPT that he's playing in the background.
Hey, either that or it's a really weird night at the gay bar. There's no judgment here.
Could be two things. The farm could be a gay bar and a farm at the same time. You never know.
Well, over here we have pups. Over there they have cocks.
Shit cocks here too, Jay. You just don't see any of them because you're not dating hard enough.
No, we have pups and they have beans on toast.
Oh, I'm limp dating.
But I am glad to hear that it's getting better because, I think that happens in season 3. Season 6, maybe?
We bump it up at episode 5, season 6.
Yeah. Remember when we were trying to keep this under? Remember when we started this out and we were like, let's keep these episodes at 30 minutes. And then we were like, maybe 45. And then we were like, we can't do more than an hour. And now we're just like, I don't fucking know. The episode ends when it fucking ends.
And now we look down and we're like, we're just going to stop recording because we're tired.
Yeah, that's kind of it. And hungry. So it's my goal is to not eat before we start this. So I have a hard stop to be like, hey, I need to get the fuck off of here because I'm starving.
Well, Michael, thank you very much for the voicemail, and thank you for all the fun ambiance of the farm in the background. I think we can add some in here maybe right now.
Yeah, and thank you to Ben and Mike for turning you on to this.
Yes, thank them as well. Tell everyone else.
Tell more friends. We're a pyramid scheme. If you tell 2 friends,
then you can go with the blockchain.
And then they tell 3 friends, and eventually we might get you a pink Cadillac.
If you get 5 million subscribers from you to your blockchain up to us, and they have to subscribe for a year, we'll get into it. It's a whole seminar.
I gotta tell you, though, there is something, before we move past the voicemail and to go back to Michael's point of, there's just something that's so privileged about being able to complain about where your food comes from.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the amount of food waste that Americans produce every day is appalling.
I am food waste. I am a waste of food. But, I mean, but you hear that, a little bit in America as well, where people get weird about farmers. And, don't get me wrong, some farmers here have the absolute wrong mentality about people because they really think that everyone hates them, but that's not But there are people who are like that, and I don't know. I don't get it, and I've never understood it, but, I also grew up in farm country here. And I also enjoy eating, and I enjoy eating food, and I can also see, a cow and be like, wow, that cow is adorable. Eventually, it's going to be hamburger for me to feast upon.
You're so cute. I'll name you Double Cheeseburger.
I'm going to name you Hamburger Helper.
Anthony shows up in a striped outfit, and he's like, I'm the Hamburglar.
We were eating, forever ago, we were having dinner at my grandparents' house, and my mom was eating too, and we were having, I can't remember what it was, we were eating beef of some sort, and it was when my grandfather was still alive, and he, we were in the middle of eating, and he asked her how, and I can't remember what the cow's name was, but he asked her how the cow tasted, and by the name of the cow that they had slaughtered and that we were eating at that moment. I thought she was gonna fucking die. I was like, where the beef comes from, right? It's an animal before it's ever this.
So that's what we were raised doing. We would get a cow of some sort, raise it, feed it, and then have it butchered. And we knew from the beginning what it was, but it would be a little awkward because that's what my mom would do. We gained a little attachment to it, so we'd be sitting there eating beef, and she'd be like, well, thank God Belle's feeding us as a family. And I'm just like, but it never stopped me. I was just like,
right.
That's why
there we go.
Keep the number tag. That's why you normally call them by their tag numbers is, to try not to gain too much attachment, but it does happen.
My sister named our first one Belle, and I named our second one Jethro.
Jethro? Anyway.
I took a bite of that hamburger helper and I said,
Oh, well, Well, thank you very much, Michael. 1, for calling in, and 2, for doing the work that a lot of other people do not want to do.
You know what? Yeah, we're getting messages from different nations, guys. Come on.
And also, you know what, like, farming isn't? It's fucking not healthcare CEOs. It's not fucking insurance companies. That's the real shit that's causing a lot of fucking problems. So
that's
point your
true.
anger in the right direction.
Also, side note, Michael sent it in a voice memo and email, so remember, you can do that.
Well, just remember that everyone complaining about how there's no jobs can go out and pick produce in the blazing sun for $5 an hour because there's
That sounds
plenty of positions
fun.
open.
Yeah,
I think
that's
by
true.
American standards, though, they have to be given some sort of insurance if they're going to work a specific amount of hours, so...
Well, you can work for 30 hours per week at $7.25 per hour because our minimum wage hasn't changed in decades.
Over a decade.
And,
2007,
well,
I think?
2007? Well, we're closing on decades.
Oh, my
I'm going
fuck.
to go with decades.
Why did I think that was just like
No.
a little over 10 years ago?
No,
Sorry.
almost 20.
Boys, they're going to be contracted workers.
Oh,
There's going to be
yeah.
a new app.
yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
call it now. It's
It's
going to be a
gonna-
new app called Picker.
No,
And
it's
you
going to be
log
called
in-
Farmer, but with like an R. It's FARMR, just the letter.
That's for
Yeah,
dating.
like Grinder.
It's like that, but it's like farmer, and you go in and you pick up a job to go help farm somewhere. Someone out here is going to go pick up pecans at a fucking pecan farm.
I think Farmer is for farmers who want to date. It's like an alternative to only farmers.
That's farmers.
And
only.
then, yeah, farmers only. And then Picker is for like the people who are picking the produce. They can log in and pick up shifts to go pick produce, kind of like Instacart.
Anyways, we should probably move past this because we've been
Yeah.
doing it for a hot minute.
Fine, I won't tell my part.
Well, what's your part?
No, it was just there was on Jeopardy. Somebody was trying to say Tinder, and he spelled it like Grinder. And so whenever you were talking about that, it reminded me of that. How everyone's like,
Yes.
"We know what he's doing."
His phone goes off in his pocket.
Anyways, well, Joe, do you think I could find Jay a potential love interest in the Sundries aisle, or is it just
God.
more box wine?
It's just boxes and boxes of that giant brownie boyfriend cake from SNL. Jay takes a bite and then takes a sip of his McDonald's Sprite and then just cries.
And then just
Yes.
like open the tab on the boxed wine over my mouth. I'm just like, "Gar."
And then you just go, you puff up your cheeks and go, shake it all up, and then you go, and then you swallow all of it.
I do that too, but in a different scenario.
Well,
Go, Joe,
if
go.
you guys, if you guys are new to the show and you're wondering just what the hell a sundry is, the term comes from an old English word meaning odds and ends. Now, today it's used mainly in retail. It's a way to group together items that don't typically have a group of their own. So, as three matchmaking gay men with beards, we are using the term to group together the wide range of topics that we cover.
Wow.
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 Whoa, wow.
Wow.
Calm down there, Jethro.
I know we've talked about dating before, but like, it's been forever. So you guys are getting a refresh.
Seasons and seasons ago. So we're a new group of guys.
Plus, Jay is in the active phase of being like able to date if he wants to. So like now we get to talk about Jay's dating life.
Yay. Well, on to section 2, because there's nothing happening. Not much happening. I'm being pretty quiet.
Chapter
I've done
1,
a little bit.
The Terrors.
And to be fair, like, the very, very few that I've had have not been bad at all. At all. They've been fine. So
Which is fine. It's just fine.
I guess that's lucky that I haven't had any weird scenarios, but it's
The
also
second
'cause
one
I'm
left
not
you
on-
during the Great Depression. When they were trying to head out to California way.
And I was like, no, the internet will be back.
God. So when you guys first started dating, did you date somebody you met in person, or did you date like a person? Who
Oh
was
my
your first date? First
God.
gay date. First
Would've been
gay
from
date.
First gay date.
MySpace
Okay.
would have been somebody I
Yes.
met through MySpace somehow. I don't remember the details.
MySpace.
Do you have any of the photos from your MySpace page anywhere?
I have looked. You know what? Possibly on my extended hard drive, I think I have the images. Because because remember I shared the one where I was wearing the fedora a few weeks ago.
Yes. Someday, I want full access to that hard drive, and I want to just comb on through that treasure trove and be like, "What the fuck? What the hell was he doing in there?
What the hell was stored in here?"
Now that we're talking about dating, though, you know what would be a really great idea, Jay?
What?
Since we're talking about your dating life specifically multiple times throughout this episode.
Perfect. Yeah.
For the Beardos, we could have bonus content that is just like you blogging about dating or vlogging about dating.
Or Beardos can send me 80s style dating videos where they're like, "Hello, my name is Dave. If you like smoking, then move on."
If you like smoking, then you're the one for me. It's my whole personality because it's the 80s and not a lot's going on.
Or it's like those videos from Mad TV where it was lowered expectations.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Oh man, number 324. And it was like Lorraine. There was one of them where it was Lorraine Stewart's mom.
First, you're gonna have to find a VCR.
Well,
then you're gonna have to record your own dating tape.
Yeah, good luck, Beardos.
Yeah,
I think my first date.
Yeah,
was
because I won't
go
accept it
ahead.
in any other way but VHS.
this is more of a
Well,
scavenger
it has
hunt.
to be, yeah.
You can't send it digitally. That's bullshit.
Now on to electronic mail. Let's see what we have.
Yeah, I think my first gay date was from, and everybody buckle the fuck up, an AOL
Gay.com.
chat room.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! And you lived to tell about
I
it.
can't really remember exactly, but it was definitely an online thing because his screen name was Lexus SC400 Brown.
I remember that.
Oh yeah, the Lexus guy, the backwoods sex in the back of the Lexus. The sex.
No, we
was
didn't have
successful.
sex because
No,
I'm
he
so
wanted to.
fucking, I was such a prude. He definitely wanted to, and I was nowhere near.
It is so
I'm a Christian
wild
boy.
to think about you as a prude in any sense of the word.
Well, I know, but I was, and it's because like ever since then I have become the exact opposite of that, which is I am very sex positive, Beardos. If anybody has not noticed that,
Anthony's having sex with himself in cars on the country roads now.
constantly. I'm doing it right now. I've seen those videos.
And then Jay's just, whoa, what is that?
What are you doing? Whoa, sorry. I know we've talked about this before, but the amount of creepy situations I put myself even just talking online in chat rooms.
Yes, I know.
And how I was in high school, not old enough to be on there doing that. And
ASL?
Yes. And like looking back, I'm like, oh my god, I basically just talked to pedophiles.
Yeah.
So I look back on it, and I know there's at least one time that I sent something that was like entirely inappropriate for my age. But you know,
Yes.
you want to know how I sent it?
This is okay. Let me think. You took a picture with a Polaroid, and then you scanned it into your scan.
Nope. You're half of that is right, but I'm gonna let
You put
figure
your
out which
penis
half.
on the scanner.
That's what happened.
Like a mammogram?
That's exactly what I I did.
You know what's so funny is your parents. You know you didn't wipe that screen. Your parents went to lay a piece of paper on it.
I
and
actually
there was just
did.
This
I
dick
actually
outline.
did clean it. Yeah, no, I cleaned it.
You?
I am.
Well, it's because of all the
nothing
cheese
else
that
I've
was
cleaned.
left there.
What? No, I took showers. I was a clean teenager once I figured it out, you know.
Well, that's because you had to be clean for Jesus.
I've met a lot of Christians, and I don't think that's true.
Oh my God, Dick in the scanner.
Dick in the scanner.
A manogram.
Listen, I gotta tell you, I wasn't sure if I had ever mentioned that on this podcast, but now is the fucking time because that was such a wild thing when I look back.
Love it.
It was so crazy, and I'm just like, what was wrong with you? But it was because in my head I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure of like internet etiquette. I wasn't sure like. I don't know. I had no idea. And I was just like, this is all I got. I don't have a camera. I can't like do any of that. I don't have a digital camera. All I've got is this scanner. And it's not like I can take a picture and go get it developed and then come back.
It's not? He's like, okay, I uploaded my resume and the scan of my dick and my experience, and it should be in your email. All right, thanks.
Did you get blocked after that? He was just like, this guy.
No,
this is like
no,
teaching
not
him.
at all. I even like said like this is all I have, and they were like that's fine, and I was just
You know what he
okay.
probably did? He was probably sitting there and he had an old printer and it's like still got the little holes on the side. It's going as it's printing.
It's a dot matrix printer, is what that's called.
Yes, that's what it's called. I couldn't remember.
3 weeks later, and then Anthony hits him up again. Just checking back in again. Just want to make sure you got that picture.
Oh my
Haven't heard
god,
from
I don't
you.
even remember where any of that went. Like, it was such a
went
weird
into the
fucking
scanner,
time.
and then it went into cyberspace.
Yep. Well, I mean, there's better pictures of it out there, so you know,
Oh.
if anybody finds the scan picture, let me know.
It's definitely one of those situations where if I ever became a politician, they'd call me out and I'd be like, "Yep, I
know.
was young and dumb."
They'd be like, "This happened like 2 years ago," and I'd be like, "Yup, I was young and dumb."
You posted this picture last night, and I'd be like, "Yeah, that's the old me."
This is still
different
uploading.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't just
that
be
was
like,
before
oh,
this
no,
press
I don't know. I
conference.
think it could have been because of DEI. Diversity really caused me to upload my penis to the internet.
Still uploading? We must have slow internet because I submitted
If it
that
wasn't,
5 minutes
if
ago.
it wasn't for gay men, I wouldn't have put my picture on the internet. and that's
you
why
joke.
we gotta do away with DEI.
You joke. I would not be surprised if I opened BBC News tomorrow and that was the first headline that came up.
I would believe it at this point because we just everything's fucking fake. We're not even trying this time.
Literally.
Like last time, at least there was some thin veils. There are no veils. This time it is 100%. We're just going to make this shit up as we go.
I genuinely could be walking Reggie right now, watch a dragon fly down, and snatch somebody up in front of me, and I'd be like, huh. Wouldn't even faze me.
Now. Actually, I'd get really excited because I'd be like, thank God.
I would literally be like, well, that sucks, and just keep going because I'm like, nothing's going to surprise me now. Everything's fucking insane.
We're playing this game called The Quarry presently, Joe and I are, and it's this horror, like, story type video game where you make these choices, and as you make choices, it determines how the game works out. And I think about that constantly because it's only lets you make choices in such a way that like things will happen, because if it were up to me, I would be doing all these other things like getting back in the car and just fucking leaving at one point. But I'm just like, you know what? There are times that I am exploring to the point that I'm like, I could probably die, but I am challenging reality to be more interesting, and I think I should start doing that in real life too.
So my first gay date, God, I can't even. I had some hookups in college, and then there was just kind of like it was just kind of like friends with benefits, kind of. I never really, I didn't really have like a boyfriend until like later in college, and that even then that was like a little fling my junior year that never really went anywhere, and then my senior year was when I was dating my ex who lived in Oklahoma. So that was like a long distance kind of relationship the whole senior year, and then that's when I moved to Oklahoma after that.
So did you never go on like a date, just like a one-off date?
No, I never really like went on dates because during college I was hanging out with friends because I was in band. So like Friday night, Saturday night, if we weren't on like a band trip, or if I wasn't working, or if I wasn't hanging out with like marching band friends, I was like looking for a hookup, or I was going to the bar with some friends and going home with a guy and then going home the next morning. I didn't really date.
Oh, you were that little. What's the word I'm trying to think?
Slut.
Were.
Yeah, that one.
There were crushes, don't get me wrong, but like nothing really ever panned out, so I just kind of bounced around.
It's just kind of bounced around until he landed with me, and he was like, you know what, that's fine.
You know,
Joe's like, I'm tired of making these walk of shames. I guess I'll just make breakfast and
hey,
stay.
It's time to stay
I
here.
never got tired of the walk of shame. Never. I always had stuff in my car. I always had my car nearby. I planned, and this was before Uber and Lyft, and I always had ways to get to my car and to get home. Thank you very much.
I love that Joe wasn't just like, I was never shameful. He's like, I was never afraid to be in
It was
a walk of shame.
Morgantown, the #1 party school in the country. You know how many people I walked going their walk of shame the opposite direction?
Joe
The morning
had his,
of class on their
Joe
way
had
to
his,
school?
He had all his besties of walks of shames
Yeah.
that he'd walk by and he'd like, hey, sup?
Hey. Yeah.
How you walking?
Not great, but ask me again in an hour.
Oh, hey, you're leaking.
You're leaking. Oh, God, I've been there. The leaking part.
Not the walk of shame, just the leaking.
Oh, I've been through the walk of shame. I've been through that a few times.
Oh, I mean, I had my fair share.
Yeah. I think like the worst one was like anytime somebody lived in an apartment complex where like the hallways were inside. I don't know why, but I was just like, they just they knew I was here fucking.
They could smell me walking through the hallway.
They said, "Ew, you smell like butthole." Well,
Mommy, what's that smell? That's butthole, honey.
That's butthole. That's that man. He smells like butthole. He must have been getting some.
And turn to camera.
Don't be like him when you get older, baby.
You can be gay, just don't be a slut.
Don't ever get caught in a walk of shame. That's embarrassing.
Well, since we were already at 28 minutes, this episode is fucking flying by. What would be your ideal date today?
Ah, fuck.
I know, just, you know, and I'll kick it off just because, you know, it'll give you guys a second to think about it. But I think mine is like, if it's just a regular date night, I think it's just doing something at the house together.
Oh my
and, like,
God.
grabbing something good to go, like good food together at the house. Maybe we watch a movie together, maybe we play a video game together or something. So that's like if we're doing just a chill date night. And then otherwise, I think like, I don't know, I don't super love going out to eat all the time. Like sometimes it's cool, but then I think other than that, like a one-off special occasion, which by that I mean something like when we went to Florence.
So you're thinking from the perspective of just a standard date as you are now, like you and Joe, this is what you'd go do.
I mean, yeah, you know,
Okay.
I feel like I'm such a homebody all the time, but like, I think if
like-
I just got just like an absolute smorgasbord of sushi and go home, gorge myself, get a little high on an edible, watch a movie together.
First date, 30-year date, whatever, I'm going to be the same person, except I would never do this for my first date because I never want them to know where I live. Not until I'm comfortable with you. In general, a date for me, pick up some food. I don't care if it's McDonald's or what. Like, what are we craving at the moment? Take it home, play some shitty movie on TV, drink wine, and probably talk a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds awesome.
My life is busy. I have a lot of fucking shit going on, and I want downtime. I don't want to eat out and go have to try to impress anybody. I just chill. Let me chill.
Yeah.
Daddy,
yeah,
chill.
Daddy? Sorry, Daddy? I'm sorry.
So, mine, first stop, I'm going to stop at Enterprise Rent-A-Car, and I'm going to pick up their finest 2024 Nissan Altima. Then, I'm going to pick you up, and I'm going to make you walk around the car and get in on the passenger side. But as you get into the car, I'm going to slowly back up, so you kind of have to do a half jog to get to the door handle. Then, we're going to stop at our local gas station, and I'm going to tell you to pick out anything you want from the roller grill, because I'm feeling generous. Then,
Get what you want, baby.
I'm going to say anything that can fit in my cargo pants is free for the taking.
And I have 2 jalapeno
Because
chicken rolls.
our next stop is the Cinemark IMAX Theater, because we're here to see the newest entry in the Fast and Furious franchise. We're going to walk in,
This was
and
going
we've
really
gotten...
well up until that.
We've gotten a small popcorn, but we're getting enough butter for a size large popcorn because we're going to share that with all of our snacks that we smuggled in that no one found out about. Then we're going to get in there. The movie's going to start. We're going to get to about halfway through, right when it really starts to gear up, and you find out that it really is all about family, but that's spoiler alert, sorry. But then, to cap the whole thing off, sad, dry, 40-minute hand job. Done.
The image that just went through my head is Joe and his date walking up in the theater, and they're like, "Sir, you smell like roller grill food. Are you sneaking any in?" He goes, "No, that's my cologne." And they're like, "You know what? Go." Pass.
No. When they say that, I look up and say, I still got 20 minutes on my lunch break. Get off my ass.
Just imagining Joe being like, "You ask a lot of questions."
Yeah. Pocket sand. And then I run away.
Ha-sha-sha.
What's your hourly pay again? Do you care?
Do you care?
I say, whoa, whoa, whoa. We didn't talk about the hourly rate yet, Daddy.
On Joe, I guess I should say that for my date, when we go pick up the food, I'm going to put you in my super lifted truck with lights that you can't really climb in well, and I'll just be like, "Come on, get in," and you have to like do all this work to climb in because I'm not going to help you.
But the lifted truck is an El Camino with just monster truck tires on it.
So I guess in
nuts.
whatever
Truck nut.
universe this is where we're going on bad dates, then I pick you up in my lowered Chevy S10 step side. It's a step side S10 that's been lowered to all fucking hell. I gotta go extremely slow everywhere. I've got a light kit under there, but you can barely see it because it's so low to the goddamn ground. I've got cheap ass speakers that keep like making like fuzzy sounds, and I've got like really high bass. We go out to eat. I take you somewhere cheap and I order for you. I tell them you're getting the salad and I order a steak for myself. And then whenever they ask if you want dessert, I let you almost answer, and then I say, "Nah, we're good." And then, or I say, once you say you want the dessert, I say, "Oh, you gonna pay for that?"
You just described a straight date at Applebee's.
You know.
I mean, we
Also,
were
when
just
were we talking about bad
dates?
dates? My date is perfect.
And
Okay.
if we decide to go out, we won't take the truck. We'll take the nice car, which is the '89 Caprice with the soft seats.
And I'm going to pull up next to you, and we're going to drag race in my 92 Mercury Capri.
Nah, honey, you can't just pull that door closed. You gotta slam it. Here, yank that rope.
You say that again. You got to slam it? You got to slam it.
You gotta slam it.
You gotta slam it.
Yeah, you ain't gotta pull that shot. You gotta slam it.
I'm gonna take you to the Olive Garden for as many breadsticks as you want.
Which I'm glad you said that, because I saw a meme today that was like, "Hey, so I've worked at Olive Garden a lot of years, and I want you to know there's a lot of stupid straight men that think that think Olive Garden is the right place to propose to their girlfriends."
I think that calls for a mini game, real quick, before we go to break. What do you guys think?
Love it.
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna go in
Let's reach 2 hours
for a quick mini game.
No,
We're gonna go.
I have to eat eventually.
So for a quick mini game, real quick before break, we're gonna go in intro order, and we're gonna say places to take a date to a restaurant that we think are bad, and we're gonna try to outdo each other as we go, going worse as we go on.
Carl's Jr.
Fazoli's.
Ooh, those breadsticks though.
Five Guys.
That's
The place?
pretty good.
The place or like the Five Guys? Okay. So a lot of listeners won't know this, but Grandy's.
Ooh. Can you even find a grand? You know what?
There is one down the road.
This is both a good and bad place to go. Ruby Tuesday.
Oh no!
Oh, I miss their never-ending garden bar.
I know.
Okay. Applebee's.
Oh, that's just the worst.
A Golden
know, good
Corral,
luck.
but specifically right off the side of a highway.
Ooh. Any restaurant attached to a Clarion hotel.
A McDonald's, but it's the McDonald's going over the highway.
Oh, Vanita, right?
The Vanita one? Yeah.
Yeah, the one we have, the one in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Oh man! Oh, my brain's running out of
That
places.
one at least is like the biggest McDonald's, so you could be like, I took you somewhere cool.
I took you. To
Oh yeah,
somewhere
they're gonna be so wet
real
after
cool.
saying that.
Yeah, but you know, there's one person out there that loves McDonald's, and they just instantly got wet when they walked in.
Oh,
Joe's like, I'm soaked. God, a Wendy's that's no longer a Wendy's and converted into some other restaurant except Cafe Cacao. Because usually they're like really pretty junky, except Cafe Cacao.
Did you guys know that Cafe Cacao is rated as one of the best restaurants?
It's one of the top restaurants in the nation.
Wait, I had one in my head, and it was any Panera bread.
But make sure you get the caffeinated drinks in there that kill you.
God, maybe.
Cinnabon, 2 minutes before closing.
Oh God, let's see. A almost closed mall, last restaurant open in the food court.
Yes, good.
Cinnabon in the airport.
Oh yeah. Ooh, those airport restaurants really. Any airport restaurant.
Any airport restaurant. Yes. Jay died.
No, I just can't think of one. I'm running out of places so quick.
Let's do one more.
Okay.
Okay, one more.
I can handle this. I can handle this. Oh, okay. Back home, my little gas station that I grew up in, my little tiny town.
My little gas station?
My little gas station. My little gas station.
My little gas station.
But there was a small refrigerator that you could buy microwave food for, and then you take it over to the actual microwave in there, and you could microwave a full-blown fucking cheeseburger and sit there and eat.
You just took someone's lunch and ate it. Or it's like
Okay.
those shitty rusty fridges and has bait inside for some reason.
Yep.
A lot of you guys are not going to know this, but Shortcake's Diner in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Oh my
Sober.
God.
You have to be sober.
Oh,
That's
Sober during the daytime.
that was like
you have to see what's happening in there.
that was like Gusher's restaurant that used to be in the Cabana or the Habana Hotel. It was the most fine dining. It
Gushers?
looked like it was called Gushers, and it was like because this used to be a nice hotel. The dining room had like crystal chandeliers. It was gorgeous. Had not been updated since the '80s, but it looked good for the '80s. But the food was terrible, and I'm pretty positive it was like a $3.99 buffet if you went at like 2 a.m.
Hell yeah. Come on, Gushers. You're in there for legs and eggs, or eggs and eggs for that matter.
Went once because
Yeah.
my long-term ex at the time was super drunk, and he's like, "It's so good," and I was not drunk enough to enjoy that.
The food or the boyfriend?
Both.
Ha.
I wasn't drunk enough for the 7.5 years I was with this guy to enjoy that.
Oh, God.
He's so right about everything, though.
Moving on. Joe, what's your last one?
It's tough because it's like a lot of pressure to.
Yeah. You gotta wrap it up.
Ooh. Okay. a local regional supermarket chain, but it's not doing great. So like picture like Food Lion or something.
United.
And it's like United. And it's like
Winn-Dixie.
the shitty corner back by the deli where they used to serve like hot food, and you could like sit there in their cafe, and like so now it's just like storage, and there's like an old darkened soda fountain, and there's one employee like watching Joe Rogan podcasts on his phone on his lunch break while he's eating his lunch there, but there's not really like a designated eating space. That, but with old chicken nuggets from Wendy's.
I hate that.
United Grocery Store lives in my head because one of my friends and I, we used to prank each other all the time, and his neighbor brought over a bunch of new tidy whities that she's like, I bought the wrong size for my husband. I thought you guys would like them. And we were just like, huh? So then all of a sudden, for some reason, my friend and I, we just kept pranking each other. So he one time like shoved them under my bedding, and I like got in bed at night, and I was like, ah! So I threw them all in the trunk of his town car once, and he went to the United Grocery Store, and that was still when they like brought your groceries out for you, and so he popped the trunk on his town car, and there was tidy whities scattered everywhere on the inside. Great experience.
I imagine you'd be like, oh, don't worry, they're not mine.
I have IBS. I'm holding on to those for a friend.
Oh, God. Well, why don't we take a quick break from all of whatever this was?
It better be real quick.
Yeah, let's take a quick break.
If you want some fun new clothing and want to support a small business, check out hunkytops.com, the queer, Latino-owned clothing site. Beards and Sundries will get you 10% off your first order with the code SUNDRIES at checkout. You can order above 3XL, you just need to hit the contact button and they'll work with you. Again, check out hunkytops.com. Explore their styles and wear your pride. Use Sundries at checkout for 10% off your first order.
You're listening to the Beards and Sundries podcast. The podcast rated 5 out of 6 balls.
Well, Jay.
Yes.
You've heard of Build-A-Bear Workshop. Now get ready for us to build a bear in this workshop.
Yay!
Build a date workshop.
Thank you for building a bear.
Well, maybe. I don't know. We haven't decided yet. This is this is all going to be flying by the seat of our fucking pants.
Well, don't worry. That's this whole show.
So we're gonna tackle this. I don't know. What do you think? Like a video game character selection, or just kind of like we'll just kind of throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks?
I think we should make these decisions engage, like, because Jay doesn't get any say in this. We're basing
Correct.
this off of what we know about Jay, right?
Okay, so then has a TCM Plus membership.
Okay, let's start with physical attributes, and then let's move on
Oh, okay.
to streaming memberships, because
Gotcha.
that one
Okay,
was a given.
so I'm gonna say, given Jay's recent taste,
I already love them.
starting with the hair, we'll say curly and dark. And not quite as long as Lionel Richie, but still kind of like, and not like those fuckboy haircuts that everyone's getting right now, not like the broccoli hair, but like a little bit more neat and kept.
So not Kenny G, but
He'll be blowing on your reed later for sure. But
I do.
bitch.
They do have like a bald spot that's pretty severe and significant on the back, and that's just to
you
keep
can
them
see their
humble.
brain. That's how severe the brain spot.
You know, that's the maturity that you're looking for, Jay. That's that age and experience.
Well, yeah, I can't have them too young because then I'll look like the old one with my bald spot.
And you know what though? I think this one needs to be. I think they need to be like 6'6", 6'7".
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Yeah, I don't feel like I've seen you date anybody like super tall.
you haven't
So,
really.
I need
No.
I need this next one to be like real. I mean, like uncomfortably tall.
Like a
the
tree.
whole time you're talking to him, you're like, "Fuck, you're tall."
Well, maybe I'll go see if I can find that guy that I went on a date with once back in like 2009 9, I think.
That sounds
and
stupid.
he was 7 foot, I think. And
Whoa!
I literally went on a date with him because I was determined to get him nude because I wanted to see what it was like, and everything was not that impressive.
Oh, see, this is the whole point, is I really kind of want you to be dating somebody who is gigantic, because I love the idea. I love knowing couples where I know the top is the really short one.
And they said that Jay's heart grew 3 sizes that day.
But not his penis.
Nope, that's still small. No.
What do you think? Do you think piercings? What do you think? Like,
Yes.
no piercings?
I'm going to say 3 on the left. I'm thinking an industrial, the one up here on the top, and then the regular one on the lobe.
Okay.
And then on the
okay.
other ear, probably a lobe, maybe a tragus right here in the front, and then probably just those 2 on the right-hand side. Like piercings, but not anything like super crazy. Like
Yeah, I can see
bohemian
that.
kind of. Like bohemian.
I
kind
like
of style.
bohemian. Bohemian's my vibe.
Yeah.
My
And I think
tall
it-
bohemian man.
I think it upsets the balance of Jay's little too like clean look, just like a little too clean, and I think that really helps to offset. So I think you need somebody who's gonna like keep him a little more honest, a little more earthy. Okay, well, let's move past physical attributes. Also, I think the penis doesn't really matter because 1, Jay has a top, and 2, size isn't really. I don't know. Just never really obsessed with that. So
Well, okay, so another side of that argument is it's fun when a bottom has a big penis because then you have something to play with, like a cat with a toy.
That's true. Something to hold on to, especially if he's going to be like 6'6".
He's not wrong.
Right. You need the peg to climb up on and to
it's-
do chin-ups with.
It's kind of like a weed eater. You got the handle up here, and then you grab him by the shoulders, and you're like,
Yeah. It's exactly it. You guys, Jay's penis is motorized. He has carburetor tools, but it is not for his weed eater. Just down
But it
there.
takes a while to start.
I gotta prime it. Boop, boop, boop.
Mine's mechanical. You have to like crank it.
Be careful, you're going to choke it. Yeah, that's the idea.
That's the idea. God. Yeah, so I do like the idea of them having like a Turner Classic Movie subscription, specifically to just TCM. Like, they're not on any other streaming service except for Apple Plus, because that seems like something hokey that they would also do.
This person is also into like a niche hobby. They're into collecting medieval memorabilia, and they also like artisan dried fruit.
Yes, and not just regular dried fruit. I mean, like, it's got to
Like persimmons
be obscure. It's got to be
and-
like,
Yeah.
I mean, like dragon fruit, but
Yeah.
specifically from a like a specific region somewhere, and that's where they're getting it from.
Yeah.
If you gave them like dried apples, they'd be like, "Oh, thank you. That's really thoughtful of you." But in their head, they're like, apples.
Jay's like, well, I've got some raisins in the cupboard.
These were once grapes.
And he's like, well, why is there only one? Oh, that's just my ball.
And obviously the person has to be an animal lover. So, has to be an animal lover, but they also have they only have one pet, but it's some like really off the wall left side, like out of left field pet. So,
Ooh, it's what are those? It's a flying squirrel.
Oh,
sugar
my
gliders?
God. Yeah, sugar
Yeah.
glider.
sugar
The ones
glider,
that like
yeah.
jump off the top of doors into your hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna be real honest. I will not date someone with a sugar glider because I know they require a lot.
Well,
Of what?
this person takes
attention.
care of it. This person takes care of it to the degree that you never have to worry about it.
Says the owner of Reggie.
Yeah, he's a lot, but he's my max.
Jay, didn't we start this by saying you don't get a say in this? We are
I'm just-
designing this for you.
I'm just telling you that you may be knocking this boyfriend off the list real quick.
Fine. They don't have a sugar glider. They've got a ferret.
I say,
Oh
no,
God,
I
that's
say
even
that.
worse.
I say that I'll fall in love with them. And they'll be like, "Oh, I have a sugar glider," and I'll be like, "Motherfucker!"
But then
I
you'll
love
love
you
the
already.
sugar glider. You'll take care
Don't
of
look
it.
at my Amazon cart. Sugar glider
You
poison.
know you will. And this person, you know where they meet at? They meet at Cafe Cacao.
Oh.
And
They
you
go
know,
to
it's
pick
the
up the
finest
same
restaurant.
It's like a meet cute. They're both there for work, and like Jay drops something, and this guy like picks. No, wait.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
go
both
for it.
go to pick up the same cup of jalapeno soup, and they both lean in too hard, and their heads hit, and it's like the coconut noise, so it's like a ha-ha funny moment.
Yep.
But then, yeah, that's the meet cute. And then they
Yeah,
both
and
run to
then-
the bathroom at the same time.
And then, like, the guy starts being like, "Oh man, have you ever eaten here before? Did you know it's one of the greatest places?" And then, like, Jay's like, "The greatest places to eat in the United States."
One of the top in the nation.
And then, like, hearts start flying. Woo! And then, like, yeah, they go home and like have sex with the guys. Like, no, I don't do it on the first date. And Jay's like, gasp. This is the man. Yeah, but like absolute freak on the second time, like 100%, like just absolute like. But it's like, you know what? It's fine if your choices are milder and more vanilla. I'm into whatever you're into.
You get back to his place, and his cats are named Sophia and Dumbledore, and you're like, oh my god!
Oh my god! I have Blanche and Merlin at home. Do you also rave about the litter box that you spent too much money on? Yes!
And then his cats are toilet trained, and you're like, you look
Motherfucker. You know what? I ditch him.
And
At Walmart.
One very last thing is he has 3 balls.
Can I have one?
Johns Hopkins is like, well, we were doing research on like AIDS and COVID. Let's continue our trial on the ball transplant. That's very important. And all the male lawmakers are like, yes.
More testicle things. Yes. God. Well,
so-
and this is yep.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Go for it.
Well, I was going to say, so what I did was I thankfully used ChatGPT to help me write a letter to this man that I've never met yet.
Okay.
Perfect.
And it's almost done.
Okay.
I have not checked this out, so we'll see what it says.
Well,
I did ask for a specific style. My dearest yet to be, I write to you now not because we have met, but because destiny demands that I prepare my heart for your inevitable arrival. The universe, in its chaotic wisdom, has whispered your attributes into the wind, and I, ever the dutiful romantic, have taken note. You are tall, impossibly tall, a towering figure draped in loose bohemian fabrics, gliding through life with the ease of man who has never once struggled to reach the top shelf. You exist in a realm beyond the mundane, watching Turner Classic Movies exclusively. For modern cinema lacks the nuance and charm that you, my future love, deserve. Your days are spent in deep contemplation, hands tracing the ancient grooves of medieval weaponry, collecting relics of forgotten battles while indulging in the obscurest of dried fruits.
That's just Jay.
When you speak of your latest acquisition, a perfectly preserved 14th century gauntlet, I shall listen with feigned understanding, nodding sagingly, for that is the duty of a devoted partner. But it is not just the past that holds your heart. No! You are a lover of all creatures, great and small, but especially small. A sugar glider named Percival rests upon your shoulder. His tiny claws gripping the fabric of your artisanal hemp tunic as you roam the world in search of meaning and perhaps a better way to dry persimmons.
persimmons.
Yes. Thank you. I always stumble.
Persimmons for Percival.
And where shall we meet, you ask? Why, at Cafe Cacao in OKC. Where fate shall intervene in form of a singular steaming cup of jalapeno soup from one of the top restaurants in the nation.
Jesus Christ. So stupid.
Our hands will brush against the ceramic at the same moment, and time itself will halt. You will look down at me because, of course, you must. And I will gaze up at you, struck by the warmth of your kind, deep-set eyes. A shared love of spicy broth will spark something neither of us can deny. And in that moment, the universe will nod in approval. I'm almost done. I know
I was like, is that it?
not when this day shall come, nor how I shall be emotionally prepared to accept that you, my perfect, towering, relic collector, sugar glider owning, three-balled wonder, truly exist. But I place my faith in fate, trusting that when the time is right, you will emerge from the mist like a knight of gold and 3 testicles, ready to claim your cup of soup and, as destiny would have it, my heart.
Fucking knew it was going to end with my heart. God damn
Until that fated sip. J. Rattybush, the House of BNS.
So, Beardos, if you would like to try this out and save some time on your own, just use Canva to build your own boyfriend instead.
Pay for the premium subscription.
Now, for a word from our sponsor, My Little Gas Station.
My little gas station. My little gas station.
Welcome to My Little Gas Station. Conveniently located on whatever weird corner you wouldn't expect. We've got all the essential like bootleg sunglasses, expired Pepto-Bismol, and a whole section dedicated to knives for some strange reason.
Have you tried the pickle eggs? Chili dogs are on sale right now. I made the chili yesterday.
That's right. Day-old warmed-up chili smothered over a microwaved hot dog. And for some reason, there's a booth that you can play Keno in, and we're really not sure how that works. Buy your scratch-off tickets here with a 32-ounce soda for an overpriced $4.95. Marlboro, we got 'em!
My little gas station. My little gas station.
And the gas? It's way overpriced. But we've got a slushy machine.
We've got a slushy machine.
So come on down to My Little Gas Station, where every little girl dreams of getting the gas for her car. Also, gay little boys love it too. My Little Gas Station is available outside Beards and Sundries Market.
Gas station. My little gas station. My little gas station.
Don't forget to subscribe to the show so you get a notification every time we drop a new episode.
Well, fellas, you've heard of bronies. Now get ready for conies.
Shonies? Oh.
Shonies, yeah, maybe.
Bonies.
Gas station onies.
But if you don't find someone, you're going home alone.
Oh.
But
And
hey,
that's
at
the
least you'll
walk
get
of shame.
some bologna.
Ooh, that is the walk of shame.
Shimoni!
Shamona!
Shmangela! Shmona!
Oh, good. Hey, Jay, do we have any Beardo submitted sundries this week?
You know what? We do.
I thought you were going to say
Yay!
no. You know what? No.
So far, we've heard from Jorge said, Beardos, it's been a long 2025 already, right? I swear it felt like January was rushed through, but at the same time, it lasted like 12 weeks. Or maybe that was just the TikTok outage time.
That's just January, baby. That's every year.
Pretty much. I'm currently dealing with an annoying head cold here, so it's been a lot of just reading, healing, TikToks, and soup. Which, speaking of, I finally got my sweater, and I love it. That inside material is so smooth and soft, which he's right. Those sweaters are really soft inside.
I need to get one.
Oh, yeah. I can have her send you one.
I know where you can find one.
What? Thank you guys for always being an awesome pod just to get my mind out of myself and to have a laugh with some good beardy friends. It has been a comfort over fashion these days in dealing with this cold. Till we beard again, Jorge.
Aw, thanks, Jorge.
Thank you, Jorge.
And then we heard from... I'm so excited to use this one.
Todd.
His name is Todd. From DC.
From DC.
My favorite villains on film are Darwin and Minerva Mayflower from the Bruce Willis film Hudson Hawk. Darwin is played by Richard E. Grant, and Minerva is the incomparable Sandra Bernhard. Which
Incomparable?
Incomparable.
Yeah, that's right.
Incomparable? Is that what you want
Incomparable
to
is
say?
right.
Oh, okay. They play a deliciously, shut up, maniacal, devious, and over-the-top comedy, campy duo. The film overall is a delicious mess, and they are the best part of it.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen that, but I'm always happy to hear from Todd, so...
I know.
It sounds like required viewing.
We'll have to watch it.
Thank you, Todd.
We'll have to watch it
and
together.
Happy birthday to Samantha.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sweet little baby. Oh, Todd has a corgi, and she's such a sweetie.
And lastly, we heard from, I don't have a noise, but Catherine.
Oh,
How do we not
hi,
have a
Catherine.
sound for Catherine?
I know. I've got to get one in my head, because you've got to get the right little, like, if John doesn't do it, you've got to get the right little song, and then finally you can record it. Otherwise, John makes one, and I don't have to do shit.
John is probably boycotting us at this point because we had him do all that work for something that we didn't ever get around to like getting done.
And I don't blame him for boycotting
blame him at
us
all.
for that. Nope. And on top of that, we're always like, John. So I was like, there's two reasons John's like, fuck these guys, and he's right.
If John was ever like, fuck you, I'd be like, yeah, I get that. I get that. You know what? You're right. You're right.
I deserve this.
Well, Jay, what did one half of our Wisconsin listening base have to say this week?
Hello, my favorite bearded gays. Hope you're surviving this bleak hellscape that we are currently in. Wanted to chime in with some villain thoughts. Villain of the week option. RFK Jr.
Good option.
Relevant because he has moved through confirmation of the Senate Finance Committee and will soon be up for confirmation by the entire Senate. Maybe by the time you discuss this, we'll know what happened. As a healthcare worker, I am fucking distraught at the thought of this man running anything related to health and wellness of this country. Secondary villain award goes to Senator Bill Cassidy, who is an actual doctor, and while he could have been the hero and voted against RFK Jr., he did not.
What
is happening?
People are just giving in to stupidity, and not even as a person who works in the medical industry, Catherine, as a human being with eyes, ears, and a smidgen of practicality, I don't understand the RFK Jr. thing, and it terrifies me to have him anywhere near health.
She did
when he is so far from it himself.
Have you heard him? He can barely talk.
Unfortunately, yes, I have heard
the brain worms.
The boar worms.
Not the poor worms. Okay, so she continued saying, also, have we noticed that villains have some of the best songs in Disney movies?
Yes.
Examples included Be Prepared, Scar's song from The Lion King.
Yes.
Savages from Pocahontas.
There it is. I knew you were going to mention that one.
Problematic in so many ways, but catchy as fuck.
The words are really dark.
Yeah, this one's my favorite. Poor Unfortunate Souls from The Little Mermaid.
Oh, yep.
Oh, yeah.
Hellfire from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Love the choral vocals on this one. And The World's Greatest Criminal Mind from The Great Mouse Detective. Bit of a deep cut, but so good.
Yes.
Interested to see what villain songs you like, Disney or otherwise. And on that note, this is not a Disney film, but I hate how much the songs from Anastasia can get stuck in my head.
That is something you would say.
Yep.
Yeah.
They have some great songs in there.
I think one of my favorite villain
true.
songs is "Look at me, look at me,
Look at me.
I'm so
I'm
good
so
at
good
yoga."
I kiss my own pussy. Can you do that?
Can you do that?
Can you do that? Jay's whole brain just opened up. I saw him go.
I just.
I was sitting here like, I don't think any of the villains that I enjoy have songs, but when you said that, I was like, you know what? I'm wrong because I fucking love her.
Yeah, and what really made me just go crazy for a moment there was I had the song "In the Dark of the Night" from Anastasia stuck in my head, and then you brought up "Crazy Ex-Girlfriend," and my brain was like, yes, yes,
Yeah, I know how much you love that show.
I have never seen Anastasia.
Either way.
Beaverhausen?
I don't know.
Which is interesting. So that film, made in the 90s, was made before they'd found the remains of Anastasia and I think her young brother or something like that. The remains had not been found yet.
Something?
It's based off the real story that was out there, but not truly grasped. But the idea that Anastasia could still be alive, that's what this whole story is based off of.
What?
Oh.
And then after the movie came out, her remains were
Okay,
found,
I
so.
both don't know the movie and I don't know the story it's based off of, so we're going to take this offline at some point.
Yeah, it was Anastasia's based off the collapse of the Russian...
the USSR, maybe?
No. Earlier than that. It was the
Cold War?
What is it's not regime, but it's I'm trying to think of the word, the Russian...
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Monarchy?
Yes, I think it's monarchy. I think it's the Russian monarchy.
I don't even know if that's exactly the right word, but I can't remember.
It's something around that, but I think it was in the 19-teens, I believe. And the whole family was murdered, which they were actually related to the Queen of England, I believe, at the time.
That's, of course,
or
they were.
the family of the England. Anyways, yeah. So the family was murdered, and they were just kind of buried in random places, and all the remains, except 2 of the kids, had been discovered. And Anastasia was still believed to possibly be alive, and so this whole story is the idea that she's alive, and her whole life she thought she was an orphan.
Nope, they killed her.
But
there.
no,
I
she
just
did.
saved you 2 boobless hours.
She be dead. But the music from that film is pretty good.
Well, Catherine, you're still our favorite Beardo from Pocahontas County, West Virginia.
How do you know?
You know what? Any Beardo from Pocahontas County, West Virginia, all y'all's out there, you get in touch with us because we got to have a competition.
I swear to God, we're going to go to some WVU homecoming. She's going to be there, and she's going to just murder me. She's going to remember the time that you said that I wasn't the favorite Beardo from Pocahontas County, West Virginia. Well, burn for it.
Yeah, why do you think I didn't say it?
And then our other favorite Beardo comes up. She's like, you get your hands off him. Why am I making everyone so redneck?
I don't know. I was like, that sounds like it was on Maury.
His favorite show.
I had a baby. No, I'm kidding.
Thank you, Catherine.
And that is it for this week.
Well, then let's move on to the villain of the week.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
And the villain of the week this week is, in fact, RFK Jr. Because I think that we talked about this beforehand, and Jay said we had one that was submitted by users, and I think that's better. So, yeah, like listeners, if you hear this and you want to vote for a villain of the week, send us who you think we should cover, because we will.
At this point with RFK Jr., I'm just like, why are we even doing the process?
Yeah,
he's gonna be he's gonna be in. He's gonna get the confirmation. Why are we just stringing this out? What is the point?
My thing with this government right now is, my theory is, you know, when kids are like, "No, I want that," and then they get it and they're like, "This isn't what I wanted," and everything sucks. Yeah, that's how I kind of feel like everything's running now. So I'm just kind of letting the toddler throw their tantrum, get what they want, and then regret it.
Oh, you mean like with the Gulf of America, or with Greenland, or with Canada, or
we're going to suffer too,
else?
But I'm going to get a little bit of joy watching them not be happy with the results they made.
I'm just really, I can't imagine anybody at this point is, you know what, I can't imagine that people are like, yeah, this is going great. The prices are down on things when the prices are at an all-time high, and it's just all in their fucking heads because they wanted it to be that way, and they do that shit with things all the time. It's just like we were talking about on the other podcast yesterday, how Christians get their own little, like, mentality. It's the same thing with, like, certain voters where they're just going to believe that things are going the way that they wanted them to go, whether or not it's actually happening.
Oh, yeah, because it's all kind of a placebo effect situation.
Yeah.
I got what I wanted, so everything's right now. And
so everything's great now.
Okay.
Even though nothing has really changed. Yeah. Yeah. I and that's especially with like RFK Jr., because I never understood that from the get-go. I don't understand why. I understand why he ran, and that was to deflect votes from Kamala. So I get it, but at the same time, like, you guys, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yep.
On top of that, back to submitting villains of the week. If you want to submit Anthony, you are also welcome to, because I know everyone loves me on this show, according to ChatGPT, and Anthony's my bully. So
sorry, ChatGPT and Alex is real.
It's Alex.
It's ChatGPT again.
I'm gonna redub over that, and it's gonna go, it's maybe Alex. or it's gonna be like, it's Alex for real, a human being.
I'm like, and you're like, Alex, this is the real Alex, but it's the really digital robot voice.
Jay's having to get smarter with it, so he's like, okay, ChatGPT, but this time add in a word that I don't use typically in conversation, so I stumble through it so they'll think I'm not lying.
It'd be like, and Alex said that I really enjoy going antiquing.
To make it believable.
And I'll do it. Don't you dare think I won't.
Oh, I know.
So yeah, feel free to submit a villain of the week, and if you want it to be me, you better explain why. And it's probably the atrocities. I get that.
And I know it can't be me because I'm innocent, so they say.
Yeah.
But speaking of atrocities, do you guys think it's game time?
Yes.
I do think it's game time.
Well, this is a game that Anthony and I are teaming up this week for, called Lovey J.
Yes.
You don't know me, but I know you. I want to play a game. Here's what happens if you lose. You better hurry up. Live or die. Make your choice.
So, with the spirit of dating and our Bachelor-in-Chief, Jay, here at the market, Anthony and I have gone through our minds very dangerous places, and we have come up with 5 bachelors for Jay that we think would take him out and show him an amazing time and potentially be an amazing suitor. So, in intro order-ish, Anthony's going to go first, and we're going to go back and forth, and we're going to say our 5 potential suitors for Jay.
Yay!
So, the way this is going to work, Jay, is I'm going to name a suitor, then Joe is going to name a suitor, and you have to pick between those two.
Oh, good.
So, all of mine are fictional, because I just ran with that, but Jay, you're going to have to pick between these two. And I think, Joe, to make this as fair as possible, I should name one, and then you should name one. And then the next turn, you name one, I name one. And we go back and forth like that. And we play these sort of like we're playing fucking war or playing cards, where I'll pick one and you pick whoever you think you have on your list that goes well against mine, who you think you can win.
Oh, okay.
Like sports. This is March Madness for my dating life.
Yeah, a little bit like that. And we'll go back and forth. And so I'll start and then...
So instead of March Madness, this is February Sadness.
All right. And Jay, again, this is completely up to you. So, I'm going to name one, Joe will name one, and then you have to pick who you think is the better suitor. All of the ones that I picked, Jay, are going to be fictional people. So, just FYI. I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to pause it. My very first one is going to be David Rose, as played by Dan Levy in Schitt's Creek.
Oh, okay.
My first one to go up against that is going to be Michael Bublé, professional singer from multiple CDs that are burnt in Jay's collection.
You know
Just
what?
pull on a trump card right off the bat.
I'm going to shock you here, and I have to be the better singer, so...
That's what my argument was going to be, was why would you open yourself up to that?
I thought they could just make music together.
I'm going to have this guy come in here and be like, oh, yeah, so, okay, you're not rich and famous from singing, so you have no experience. I'll be like, bitch! Also, one time during COVID, him and his wife were doing, like, video blogs or something like that, and I don't know what she did, but he, like, kind of did this rude leg slap to her when she said something, and it kind of turned me off a little bit about his personality, so I'm getting David Rose.
Yay! That's a point for me.
This is
Sorry,
information
Joe.
that I wish I had before, but okay.
Well, but hey, there's always round 2, Joe. You could come back.
All right, let's see then. Round 2, I'm going to go in with Arthur Morgan from the video game Red Dead Redemption from Rockstar Games.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Is this against David? Or is this against... Oh,
No,
sorry.
this is against...
Oh, no. This is, I get to play
it's too
one against
complicated.
his... Yeah, that's too complicated. Yeah. So that's the main character in Red Dead Redemption, right? Okay.
Yeah, poor guy.
Then I'm going to put up against him Big Dick Ritchie, as played by Joe Manganiello in Magic Mike.
Oh, my God. Arthur Morgan. I want a rustic man.
What? Joe Manganiello with a giant hog.
Yeah, and what do you think? I'm impressed? I'm going to be
Yeah.
treating him like a weed eater with it anyways.
Yeah, you gotta have something to hold on to. Also, Arthur Morgan probably doesn't bathe on the regular, so I'm just throwing
Yeah,
it
but
out
Arthur
there.
Morgan also dies of tuberculosis, so I'll get everything.
What
Whatever.
does he even
Including
have?
tuberculosis.
Well, it depends on how you play the game. He could have a lot of money that I get, so...
Old-timey wooden coins or something? I don't know.
One Holstrophany?
Yeah, but...
I'm not saying that you're making the wrong choice.
his money, but with inflation included, I'm doing fine, so... I pull out his old war bonds, and I'm like, wow!
Well, then, I'm going to, for round 3, break out Nigel, as played by Stanley Tucci in The Devil Wears Prada.
Oh, okay.
And I will counter that with Nigel Thornberry,
That's who I thought I was
played
going.
by Tim Curry from the Wild Thornberries.
Is that your true choice?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I hate this because Nigel from Devil Wears Prada is much more attractive, but I love Nigel Thornberry's personality. He's just so chipper and fun, and you know what? I bet in real life he's kind of a fun, ginger man, so Nigel Thornberry.
But his nose and his chin, he looks like Beavis from Beavis and Butthead.
Smashing!
All right, Joe. Well, it's your turn to bring one.
My turn. I'm going to start out with...
Bring it!
I'm going to bring to the table, literally, Captain Crunch, who is played by Captain Crunch of the SS Guppy.
SS Guppy?
This is true.
Do I get the Captain Crunch cereal with him?
If you play your fucking cards right.
Captain Crunch. Oh, wow.
Good luck.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I'm going to counter with Cotton Weary, as played by Leif Schreiber in Scream 2 and 3. Remember, he dies in 3, and he's rich.
But he drives a Chevy Tahoe, and you know how those are.
He's still a solid win. Captain Crunch looks like he has some weird kinks that I'm not interested in.
You don't know that.
Yeah, it sounds. I'm not willing to risk it.
All right. You're lost.
I don't even like his cereal that much anyways.
He's going to mess up the roof of your mouth, but not from the cereal.
You're gonna regret it when you're eating Fruity Pebbles.
Coming into this last one, we're tied with 2 apiece, Joe. So
oh, yeah, there's a score.
I know. So I think what we should do in this situation is write down what we're bringing to the 5th one so that we can't cheat and change it.
Okay.
All right?
Oh, I was
don't
like,
ever do that.
Are you guys texting me?
No,
I was going to write it on paper.
I'm going to write it on paper. Joe, you got yours?
Yep, all ready.
Okay.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Ian Malcolm.
Hamburglar.
And so mine is Ian Malcolm, as played by Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, I know that name, but why?
And mine is the Hamburglar, who was played by also Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park.
Oh,
Come on, Jay. You know you're hungry. You know you don't want to pay for anything.
Okay, so here's the
Daddy's got it.
You never have to. He's a statistician. He's a mathematician, and famous enough that people know him. Which you got to be really good at math to be known for knowing math.
Here's the
Question
deal.
1: 1 hamburger plus 2 hamburgers equals 3 hamburgers.
I love
Sexy
Jeff
chest.
Goldblum. But the
Sexy
problem with Jeff Goldblum is I think 90s Jeff Goldblum wasn't cute. Current Jeff Goldblum, if you would have used a modern Jeff Goldblum character, it would have been a solid win. But
so you're picking the fat, stripy one?
Hey! Whereas the Hamburglar is timeless.
The Hamburglar...
Whereas when I say fat, stripy one, I mean me.
And that's why I'm picking Hamburglar, because I love you both.
You don't have to glow up when you're already at the top.
And it's just, for me, I never have to be like, what's for dinner? He's going to be like, and he brings a bag full of burgers, and I have a heart attack.
Aren't you trying to diet presently?
Well, I'm also going to the gym, so I can counterbalance it.
Don't you also love Brahms? And do they not have a bag of burgers on their menu?
They
Brahms,
do have a bag
you'll
of
never
burgers.
get Brahms because all you'll get is fucking McDonald's from the Hamburglar.
Actually, you'll never... Oh, you're right.
But
Only,
the money that you're
only McDonald's.
But
and
the money
he only steals hamburgers and cheeseburgers. You're never getting.
But the
nuggets,
money
man.
that you're saving
Never getting the nuggets.
by not
Never any
getting
of those nuggets. You're not
Brahms.
getting High C Orange. You're not getting the fries.
You're
He's
saving
not the
money.
Fry burglar.
You're
He's
not paying
the
for
nug
McDonald's,
burglar.
so you
He's
can
not
use
the
that
apple
money
pie
to
burglar.
pay for your Brahms.
He's the fucking Hamburglar. He's not even the cheese burglar.
Yeah, he's
You gotta put
burgling
your own
your
fucking
burgers.
cheese on here.
I'm just
And then he's going to burgle your heart.
I'm just... well, I burgle his hole.
It tastes like hamburgers.
He's got plenty
Well,
of
that is a
buns
plus.
for you to burgle.
Are those sesame seeds?
Oh, yeah. He wants that sesame seed all over those buns. Boy.
I had a flash to Hamburglar and I's future where we're sitting at the table and I'm like, I just wish you would steal something else besides McDonald's burgers.
And he goes, what the fuck did you just say?
I work hard to make this dinner table a home.
No, kids, don't get between us.
Put your heads down.
And it's the little nugget friends from the 80s. It's the little chicken nuggets, and they're the kids.
So what's it going to be, Jay?
Hamburglar.
Oh!
All I guess.
Well, he's a little chunky, and I like my men a little chunky. Jeff
True,
Goldblum
that's
90s
fair.
is pretty thin and
I mean,
lanky.
I also enjoy my men chunky, so I get it. I'm there.
And then maybe,
Okay, well, at the end of the game, the score is Joe 3, Anthony 2.
Hey.
What?
If he steals burgers, doesn't mean he doesn't also steal fries and chicken nuggets. There's no rule that says he doesn't take those things.
You ever see him with a fry in his hand?
Because he hasn't met the right one yet to steal the fries for. Did you ever think about
Because he's
that?
carrying a
He's
bag.
a you can fix him kind of person.
He walks into the club bag first.
You don't have to sell me on this. You made your decision. Let's go to the outro.
But that's the history I'm good with. I've always tried to fix a man, and it's not successful. So.
Wait! We can't go to the outro yet because we haven't read the scores yet.
Yeah, what are the scores, Anthony?
What are the scores, Anthony?
Joe 3, Anthony more.
Oh no! What does that mean?
That was a test to see who could lie better.
More numbers down than
oh, even though it was a team effort, I still won.
At the end of the day, at the end of the game, the score is Anthony 2 and Joe 3 because Jay has bad taste.
Not for burgers.
That's why.
Actually, I won because of good taste. And then one day he comes home with a bag of burgers and Grimace, and he's like, "So, three-way?" And I'm like, "No! I said chicken dogs!"
He comes home and he sees Brahms trash in the garbage can. He's, what the fuck is this?
And Grimace is like, I got some chicky nugs for you.
And it turns into, like, a sad little story because Hamburger starts like, slap, what is this?
But I do think that I hear the music coming back on, and it is What Is Love?
By who, Anthony?
I don't remember the
Baby, don't hurt me.
That's the one. But go call our hotline real quick at 405-999-2242 or leave us a voice memo to open the next episode with.
And Beardos, we've got lots of eligible bachelors for Jay to go peruse, so it's time for us to go. If you'd like to go help us out, go and subscribe to our podcast so you can get a reminder every Sunday when we release a new episode. We also post frequent updates on all of our social media sites for any sundries that we add to the market.
And don't forget to rate us 5 stars and leave a review. Those reviews are what get us found by more listeners like yourself. Also, if just each one of you could tell a friend about the podcast, that would double our growth, and we would appreciate that.
So, if my future husband is watching/listening right now, get on our socials. I run them, so you'll be talking to me on Blue Sky, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, or YouTube. And we're really trying to increase our YouTube, so go watch our YouTube, go like our channel, go subscribe to us, go comment. Give us more attention on YouTube if you would like. We'd love to hear from you. You can also email us at beardsandsundries@gmail.com. Send us voice memos through there if you'd like. Check out our website, beardsandsundries.com, where you can find the Buy Merch button and buy your Soup Slut sweater.
So, from the three of us love-stricken clerks and the Hamburglar here at the Beards and Sundries Market, make sure to
love me and yourself.
Because we already love burgers that aren't necessarily from McDonald's, except for Jay, apparently. Bye, Beardo!
Joe, eat those buns. The incomparable Sandra Bernhard.